What's going on, traders? Julian here from J. Lewis Trading, doing a quick market review on the 2-day trades that I put on for today. It's Monday, December 9th. Not a bad way to start the week. And I'm going to start off the top with Apple. So super simple play here. Apple, as you can see on the daily chart, has been trending very well lately. It's been pushing to the upside virtually nonstop over the last, seems to be about 6 weeks. So it's just been on a tear. If we actually look at this 15-minute chart on Apple over the last week, it's just been pushing and gapping, and there has been no break. But this morning, what I was looking at a breakdown on this 15-minute chart of this 50-day simple moving average and the VWAP. And so this was a very simple trade. What I was looking for was for price action to take a break, and I was looking for this low going into the cash market to break down. It got a little bit choppy, but when it found its way, it just started to trend to the downside very nicely. The first position that I was looking at was to take profits off at 267.30. So this is the top of a gap up. It was something that would present some support, and I figured that there would potentially be a bounce there. And so what I was looking at doing, and what I ended up doing with Apple, was price action got a little bit choppy, found its move to the downside. I was shorting this with puts, weeklies. I can read right here that I was trading the Apple puts. It was 267.50s, and these are weeklies, so they're expiring at the end of the week. I bought these things for about $1.74 and just traded them to the downside. Now, the one thing I did do was I actually took off this position earlier than I should have. I didn't wait for this entire position to play out. I had been sitting in it since literally the first 10 or 15 minutes of the open, so I was getting a little bit bored on this trade. And heading into New York lunch, I just didn't want to hold this thing past 11:30, so I made an executive decision to take this trade off, and I did. And I sold these things at, I think, around $2.05, netting about a 17.5% to 18% return intraday. Not crazy, definitely not the target that I wanted to hit, but Monday morning, take what you can. Price action still is trending to the downside, and you know what? Sold into strength, so to speak, so not too upset about starting the week off with Apple. The other trade that I put on simultaneously was MU. It was the exact same thing. Price action had gapped up here, and again, I was just looking for a breakdown going into the cash market. Now, the gap up was on Friday, and today coming into Monday, there was a bit of a downtick. And so what I was looking at was I was looking at this level to break down, broke down pre-market. Then I was looking for this level to break down, and that rallied, and then boom, and then it hit. Going into the session, bell rings. This thing starts to sell off a little bit. I picked up some puts. And on MU, I was trading $47.50 weekly puts on this one too. Bought these at about 90 cents. Ended up selling them at just shy of $1.10. But that was in front of my target. I did not wait for this thing to sell off to the position where it should have taken this trade off. So all in all, 2 trades on for Monday, both positive, both net positive. But on both trades, the one thing that I did do was I took the positions off too soon. So the one thing that I would say in this video, guys, is if you're trading, let your stops work, be patient, either let your stop loss hit or your target hit, and that's your profit-taking target I'm speaking of. And so you let one of the two go. If you find yourself in a nice trending move and price action is moving in your direction on strength, then take your target off and use that as your next stop. If you blast right through it and there's strength in your position, let price action run. For me as a day trader, I'm very much about trading targets, trading levels. But today, Apple, MU, although both positive, I did take my profits a bit too early. But tomorrow's a new session. I'm up on the week. So far, so good. 17.5 to 18% on one trade, 15% on the other, respectively. And that's how I'm going to close out today's session. If you have any questions about what we're doing over here at J. Lewis Trading, feel free to give me an email, info@jlewistrading.com.